Welcome to the Socialize strategy. I'm going to tell you in advance that I'm going to keep it brief. In today's newsletter, we didn't cover a topic in depth. We actually launched the studio to our email subscribers only. So we're giving early access a week before launch to our email subscribers so that you can get in at the discounted rate and get in on the action that's happening, the live sessions that are weekly going to happen. And we're going to be doing a lot of fun things in that studio. It's going to be a whole different ball game, and I am so primed and ready for it. So because of that, I didn't hit a topic really hard in the newsletter today. And what I decided to do is just share on the podcast what I'd like to talk about this week in brief form. And that is a very specific thing about algorithms. When you're on your For You page and you're noticing that you're seeing a lot of a certain type of content, and if it's annoying and you're trying to figure out how to get out of it, I'm going to give you a couple of strategies that I have found work for me really, really well. And especially because this particular week, we were trying to find trends, and Julie and I both had our For You pages flooded with different types of content, and we couldn't even find trends because that's not what was being pushed out. What I want to do today is explain ways that you can work your For You page a little bit better on either Instagram or TikTok, same thing, in order to get less content that you don't want to see and more content that you do want to see. So let's just talk about it. I'm going to break it down. I have nothing written down today. I'm just going to fly off the hip. I've had workmen in here all day, so I haven't even been able to be in the room. So it's been stressing me out. But okay, the first thing I find is when I'm seeing things over and over, and if I'm watching, it will definitely keep sending me more. So the first thing you need to do is gain some self-control. As soon as you see something and you're, all right, I've seen enough of this type of video, start swiping quickly so that you're not sitting on a video and telling the algorithm you want more content like that. That is probably first and foremost key. You can also, depending on the platform, tap and hold on TikTok and press not interested. Although I'm told that it doesn't even help. Like, people that have done this have said to me, it doesn't even work. I've tried to do it. It's not working. It's not working. So the other thing, and this is the one I find most helpful of all the things. So listen up. Is to search for things. So I did a search for outfit transitions. I was doing a search for food related content because I was working with the hangry pets and I was looking for food audio. Once I started doing the search and then going down that lane, like tapping on the videos about those topics, when I went back to my For You page, that platform started sending me those. Not every video. Sometimes it was a few scrolls, but then I'd get a video that was something like what I searched for. So I think that if you're trying to teach the algorithm, a good way to teach it is to use the search function. Really, really helpful. Search for a topic, get in a topic, pick another topic. Even if you don't know what topic you want, but it's something that you know what you don't want that's coming up on your For You page, start searching for another topic. That's going to really help you train the algorithm your phone is going to tell the algorithm what you're looking for, and you'll start to get more of that. I think that is, of all the strategies I've tried, that one works the best for me. And it's almost to an annoying degree, because when I'm looking for something for a client, then my For You page does a whole flip, and all I'm getting then is hangry pet related videos or food related videos or whatever. So it almost works too well. So I would say that's a really, really good one if you're really trying to turn a corner in the For You page and get yourself some different type of content. The third tip is to go into your folders that have your favorites. So as I did teach in a tutorial, and if you didn't see it, I'm going to link it in the show notes today. Go and make a folder of your favorite content creators. Take one video from each of your favorite content creators, tap the favorite icon, add it to a collection that says favorite creators. So then when your For You page is feeding you and attacking you with something you don't want, you can go to the favorite creators and you can start looking at those videos. And again, you're teaching the phone, you're telling the app what you want to be looking at. I mean, it's a little bit more indirect, but I think that when we get stuck, and I've had creators write to me in my question section, and they've asked me, how do I get out of, I'm in a foreign language on my For You page and I can't get out of it, or how do I get my videos to a different country or whatever. And that is a different strategy, which is maybe adding locations to your content when you're creating content, or making videos where you're tagging and hashtagging specific towns or something like that to get into specific areas. But this is harder because we're trying to flip the algorithm to send us more content that we're looking for and more trends. And so I immediately started searching for trends, and I started going into some audios that I had saved to see how those audios were doing. I went into the favorites, clicked on my sounds, and started watching videos from my favorite sounds that I had favorited. And again, everything that you do on the app it's smart, right? It's a smart app, probably too smart. So everything you do, it's learning. So no matter if you're trying to train it strictly on the For You page, or if you're using these different little techniques to get to see different content, to teach it, to send you that kind of content, it's going to work. And I guarantee it's going to help you to try and ease your way out of wherever you are. If you're seeing way too many of one trend, sometimes a trend hits and it'll be like every other video is demure, 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 and you want to like demure yourself out a window. I remember I was like, if I see one more video that says I'm very demure, it's like, stop. But these are the tiny little tricks of the trade you can do to get yourself out of that lane for a little bit. And really, one of the things that I missed a lot of when the algorithm changed and I wasn't seeing as many of the videos from my favorite creators, one of the things I missed was seeing them. So that's why I made the video about how to save your favorite creators, so that I know, I haven't seen Elise, I haven't seen Lorraine. I'm going to go into my favorite collection, tap on one of their videos, and then tap their username and see everything they've posted recently. There's a lot of people who go specifically to their favorite creators just by name. Like, people will remember my username, the mothership, so I'm easy to find. But if you have creators that you like and you don't remember the usernames, you need to find another way to save them so that you can access them when you want them. It's so helpful. All right. So hopefully that'll at least get you in the lane of something different and seeing something different, so that you're not getting bogged down by something that you really, really don't want to see. All right, now I'm going to go and answer a couple of questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, I'm wrapping it up a little early today because I'm losing the light as well. I have to run a bunch of errands before the end of the day, and we have shorter days now, which is a little frustrating. But like I said, my new studio light has arrived. I've put it together. I didn't move it back in here because the men were working in here today, so I didn't move it back in. I didn't want them to break it. All right, let me hit some questions. First question comes from Brenda, and she wants to know, how can I add my own ending onto my video instead of that CapCut logo? So what Brenda's talking about is, at the end, when you work in CapCut, it automatically adds a little CapCut ending with the CapCut logo. You can tap that and delete it on your video. Just tap on it on the timeline and delete it. Or you can go into your settings on the app and turn it off so it doesn't add it to any of the videos. That's number one. But number two is, if you wanted to add your own ending to a video, you can create an end screen in any app. You can do that in an Instagram story. You can do it in Canva. You can actually probably create it right in CapCut if you wanted to, by adding a colored background and then putting text on top of it. But if you use an app like a design app, Canva, for example, you might have more design options that can help you. And make sure to format it in the 9:16. So make sure you're formatting it for the social media app full screen phone. And what you're going to do then is just add that still photo image when you save it onto the end of your video. And then you can shorten it, you can lengthen it, whatever you want to do. You can also, if you make one that has like a moving GIF or something, and you do that in Instagram, it can be a little movie at the end. So really, if you know how to be creative in design, you can make your end logo and you can put it onto your videos. The next one comes from Oodles, and that's just part of the email. So hello, Oodles. And the question is, do I have to ask permission when I duet or stitch a video? I find this funny timing to get this question because, in fact, somebody just did it last week. I found a message in my DMs that said, can I post one of your videos? And I said, what do you mean? Can you post one of my videos? I didn't understand the question, but they were nice enough to ask in my DMs. So she said, I want to duet your video and I want to make sure that's okay with you. Well, if you have duets turned on, you don't have to ask permission. The person is allowing you to duet your video. So if the duet option is available, you don't have to worry about asking permission to share someone's video and duet it to your feed. So no permission required. That is part of the joy of social media, duetting and stitching. So have fun. And the last question for today is, interestingly, how to start a podcast. So I'm going to link today in the show notes the podcasting podcast, because I did a whole podcast about how to start a podcast, did a newsletter about it. I think I might have even done a tutorial or a video about it. But what I can tell you is that if you do join the Socialize studio, one of the things I'm going to be doing in the studio for my studio members, my studio crew, is I'm going to show you how I shoot my podcast. I'm literally going to set up a camera and show you what my setup is, how I do it, how I upload it, what I use. I'm going to take you through the steps. So that's one of the things that I think that's going to be a fun adventure for the studio, and maybe even a challenge for somebody that is interested in starting a podcast but is so nervous and doesn't know the steps and feels like, and they feel like everything is too intimidating. So if you're interested in that, hop on the studio. You can join for, a month or two. And then once you get out of it what you want to get out of it, you can leave us, whatever you decide. But I'm telling you, you're not going to want to leave, because we're going to have too much fun in there. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to those who have already joined on the pre-launch. You know who you are. And I'm going to give a special shout out to Lorraine and Nicola and True Greta, because I'm so happy to see you in the studio. And I'm not going to release names without people's permission. So I'm going to hold off on the other people, and I'm going to talk about it in my first live session and see who wants to be named and shouted out on the podcast. And that's it for today. Have a really fun weekend. I hope it's enjoyable. I hope you relax. I do think we have a 3-day weekend for a lot of people. I hope that's you. And do have a Zoom workshop coming on Monday. And we're going to talk about tips for going viral. And we're going to do a little analysis on viral videos and really have a session about what makes videos go viral and how can you increase your chances. So come to the workshop on Monday, and that will also be linked in the show notes. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. Bye.